All right. Let's get started. So we are going to start lying on the back today, and I want you just to make sure that when you do it, you have all of your props nearby. We'll start just laying on the back, of course, but we're going to get right into some ball work after that. So I don't have my watch on. Use this for time. So let's go ahead and slowly begin to just recline down onto the back. I want to start just knocking your knees together, having the feet out a little bit wider, and letting just one hand come to rest on your belly and the other hand comes up towards the heart or the chest. And do the work just to make sure that your spine is nice and long. So that means that there's just this subtle tucking of the chin into the chest. And begin to just find those nice, slow, full breaths that move in and out of your nose. And as you begin to feel the expansion of your breath, allow it to really start quieting the thoughts within the mind. Allow yourself to feel a physical connection to your body. To use this practice as a way to really begin feeling more embodied these days. I'm sure each and every one of you can agree that there definitely can be a sense of disassociation to your body in the postpartum phase. I know personally, when I didn't enjoy the way that my body looked and felt, it was easier for me just not to look at it. And in that way, I became more disassociated with the body. And so in this meditation or this grounding moment of the practice, I want you just to really accept your breath, your body, its shape, its size, as it is right now. And to feel a deep sense of gratitude in knowing that this practice has begun. And that's exactly what it is. It is a practice. It is not perfection. It is an opportunity for us to evolve. So I want us to begin with a 3-part breath as a way to really create a lot more expansion in the lungs and in the diaphragm. So you'll begin by taking a breath in through your nose and filling all the way to the top. And then just opening your mouth and letting a sigh fall out. And then sip just 1/3 of your breath into the low belly. Hold the breath. Again, an extra layer, sip some more breath into the ribs and hold the breath. And then one more inhale, just filling all the way up into the chest, holding the breath. And then opening the mouth and just allowing each and every ounce of that breath to escape out your mouth, out the lungs, out the belly. And twice more like that, you'll sip in 3 parts to the belly and hold. Then into the ribs, you'll hold. And then you'll fill in the rest of the breath right up into the chest and hold the breath at the top, but try to soften the body while you do it. And then when you're ready, you'll open the mouth and just let all of that breath just genuinely release. One more like that. In through the nose, low belly, we hold. Inhale another layer into the ribs and hold. And inhale that final layer of breath up into the chest. Hold your breath in. And open your mouth and let it all fall out. go ahead and unknock the knees together and feel now that your feet and your knees and your hips are all in one line. Your hands come down. I want you to pick your shoulder blades up and slide them down away from the ears. Palms press firm. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, pelvic tuck, flattening the back down into the ground. Keep your sit bones down and feel the pelvic floor engage. Inhale, feel a neutral spine. There's some space between your low back and the earth. And an exhale, a long, deep breath to flatten the back, feeling that tuck, that C curve, that engaging of the belly and the pelvic floor. Inhale to soften, find your neutral. Exhale to flatten the back, scoop and engage. I'd like you to take 3 more like this, really focusing on heavy soles of the feet, engaged thighs and glutes, but not so engaged that it's cutting off the strength from the key players, which is core and pelvic floor. Trying to train yourself when working postpartum to really maximize the out breath. So we utilize the strength. The longer you can exhale, the deeper the belly and the pelvic floor will engage. You should have 1 more. And then we're going to find neutral spine, come back to the plate to neutral, grab hold of your ball, lift your hips and slide the ball underneath the low back. From there, the left leg will lay out long so that it's on the mat, and we'll just gather the right knee in towards the chest. Interlace your fingers to the front of your right shin and just pull the knee in towards the chest. So a really lovely stretch for the hip flexor muscles, for the hip crease, for the low back. Such a great pose for excessive sitting. It really helps to alleviate. But we have the ball underneath us rather than the typical block. So it does make you work just a little bit more to stay stable. Every time you feel a bit of wobble take place, can you just sort of hug the muscles to the bones a little bit more to feel that you are truly connected here? 1 more breath into the stretch of it. And now feel, friends, that you're really connected to the belly. There's no wobbling or falling off the ball as you engage your core and pelvic floor. Make this slow transition of hugging your left in and then extending your right out. And then feel some stabilization as you hug the knee in. You relax through the right or the left thigh. The neck is still long. We're just breathing. Starting to warm up the muscles. This pose should feel definitely about an 80% stretch and a 20% just toning or stabilizing. Good. Now from here, I want you to again firm the belly a lot as both of the legs come in. And we're going to open our arms out to that T shape with the palms out to the sides. And from here, I want you to extend both of your legs straight up to the sky with a super strong flexion at the ankles. So you feel your hamstrings and your calves engaged. You're long through the neck, you're flat through the low belly. And we're just, again, here for a moment to stabilize the body. There's definitely a little wobble taking place in the core, but we're also just getting some draining out through the legs. Just about 2 more breaths. Again, utilize the length of your out breath to really fire the muscles. And 1 more. Now, girls, we are here to warm up. I don't want to see you moving any more than 2 feet, so please be honest with that. You're going to take a breath in through the nose, and your right heel is going to move anywhere from 1 to 2 feet, basically where you just feel the low belly turn on. And then exhale, slow yourself down, bringing the leg through the center. And then inhale, the left heel moves forward and down 1 to 2 feet. And exhale, slowly we bring the leg back to the center. Nice and slow, you have 2 more on your right and 2 more on your left. So the whole idea is to feel a sense of stabilization. So you're figuring out, where is the edge for you? The leg lowers to a place where you just start to feel that low belly turn on. And we're really driving from the heel. So keep that strong flexion through the ankle. This should be your last one on the left. And then we're going to come back to the center, bend your right knee, bend your left knee, firm your belly, bring your right foot down, and bring your left foot down. I want you to lift the hips up, grab the ball, let it release as you lower your bum down, and we'll take the ball and place it between the inner thighs and start with a little bit of that pelvic floor connection. So it's for the whole count of 5, a slow breath. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, squeeze the ball for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, release the pressure. Exhale, squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back off the pressure. You have 3 more, the whole length of the out breath. Feel not only the inner thighs and the pelvic floor, but a flattening of the back and engaging of your belly. One more, mamas. And you'll release and come back to the center. Grab hold of your ball, and you're going to place the ball in your hands now. So your arms are going to be holding onto the ball. They're straight up into the sky, so the wrists and the shoulders are in line with each other. We're going to alternate legs while we do this. So just like I said, with the legs up into the sky, I don't want to see you moving your arms all the way back behind. It's too much, and it takes us into a disengaging of the core rather than an engaging, a finding of the boundary of the core. So from here, we're going to take a breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, I want you to take your right foot up into tabletop and bring your arms back behind. And then on the exhale, you're going to slowly bring your hand and your foot down to the ground. And then you're going to switch. Inhale, the left foot is going to come up. The arms will come back. And exhale, slowly feel the core engage. As the foot comes down, the hands come back to neutral. You have 2 more on right, 2 more on left. Recognize the majority of the work is done on the exhale. Bring that leg all the way up into a proper tabletop where your knee is in line with your ankle. 1 more. And 1 more on your left. Perfect. Go ahead and release the ball for now. I want you to roll over to your left-hand side. So you're lying on your left, and just line yourself up so you have your, what is this body part, everybody? Your elbow in line with your shoulder, which is in line with your hip, okay? And already feel this flattening, the strong flattening of the belly, and the sensation that I could slide nothing more than a piece of paper underneath the side. We're going to take glutes in 2 different ways now. So we start with the ankles zipped together. You can put your hand on your side. You can put it out in front, whatever feels more helpful. We'll take a breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, I want you to lift your top knee up only about halfway. So not as high as you think you can go. That's going to isolate our side glutes. Inhale as you release the knee down. And again, exhale as you lift. So these are going to be a little bit more of like a pulsed breath rather than that long, slow breath. So it sounds like inhale and release. Just 2 more. Last one. Good. Now bring the hand up to the side of the head. So you're sort of framing the face. And I want you to pick your feet up off the ground about 1 to 2 feet. And we're going to lift the knee all the way now. Same breath, take an inhale. And as you exhale, firm the belly even more as the knee comes all the way up to a diamond. And then inhale, the knee comes down, the feet stay lifted. Strong out breath. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You have 2 more, nice and slow. And last one. The knee comes down, the feet come down. Even if you don't need it, just tap the glutes a couple of times. Just bring some circulation in. Okay, we're gonna get the big glute medius, so the whole back side now. I want you to firm your belly as you transition onto it. And you're gonna stack the forearms down onto the ground and stack the palms on top of each other. And the whole time your forehead is going to be looking straight down onto the ground. So, or onto your hands. You do not lift the legs so high that you feel strain in the back. Even if you're barely lifting, the back is definitely weak right now. So we're strengthening the glute and we're strengthening the back. You lift the leg as much as that feels appropriate. Alrighty, girls, feel like you're trying to get your belly button up off of your mat, and you should feel your tailbone really lengthen out by you doing that. You must keep that engagement the whole time. Take a breath in through your nose and exhale. Let's bring the right foot up off the ground any amount. Inhale to release the knee or the foot down, and then exhale to the left. Inhale down. Again, right side, lift. Inhale down, left side lift. Good, again to the right. Wait for the exhale. To the left. Come to the center. We have 2 more. I want you to fire up your belly again before we finish. And then again, right. Left. 1 more set, girls. Keep the belly button lifting off the ground. Coming back through the center, firm your belly, and you're going to just roll over to the other side, and we'll move into the, I'm going to face this way so you can see me, but we're going to move into our clams on the other side. So when you get there, again, set it up. Your elbow and your shoulder and your hips are in line. You already feel this flattening of your belly, and that should inevitably feel a little bit of a lift in your underbelly. Zip your ankles together. Decide where this other hand goes. Take a breath in through your nose. A pulsed exhale, knee lifts only about halfway. You're maximizing the outer side of your hip. Inhale to release. Exhale to lift. 3 more. And last one. Perfect. Bring the other hand up to frame the face. Elbows are wide. Redefine the core. Lift your feet up off the ground 1 to 2 inches. We go all the way. Take a breath in and exhale, lift up into that diamond shape. You should feel this more in your belly. Inhale. Lift for 4. 3. 2. And last one, slow and strong. Good, lowering down. Give it a tap, even if it doesn't need it. All right, firm your belly. Again, we're gonna come onto it. This time, I want us to just think about that upper part of the back. So my mama's with diastasis, that abdominal separation. Is this the best for separation? No. Is it the worst? No. You just have to work a lot harder to keep your belly engaged. So your elbows are definitely going to be underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread wide, and the whole time, whether it's physically happening or not, the goal is get your belly button up off the ground. Then imagine there's a light at the center of your heart, and I want you to shine that headlight straight forward. So drape the shoulders down the back. This does not look like it should be a lot of work, but it should feel like it's a lot of work. Your backside is engaged. Your belly is all the way up off the earth with strong intention of it. The heart is forward and you're really feeling some like strength in your upper back, your upper postural muscles. Let's just hold for 3. Keep the belly lifting. 2, heart reaching forward. 1. Slowly you can drag down, plant your palms down, and just press all the way back briefly into a child's pose. Arms reaching out in front, forehead melting, knees closer together than wider apart. Okay. Come up to your hands and your knees, and we're going to do a couple of things next. So the first thing that we're going to do is our postnatal cat and cow, just to really warm the abdominals up from this place. So from here, take your inhale and let your heart space begin to pull forward without opening the back too much. And then exhale for the count of 5, round your back, round your back, round your back, round your back. When you get to that empty breath, engage your belly more, hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale, neutral, heart forward like the collarbones are smiling. Exhale for the count of 5. Hold the breath out, lift more, 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 hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale, neutral. Last one like that. Exhale, round. Engage more, 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 more. Hold 3. You've got it. 2, 1. And come back to the center. Okay, we're going to evolve into the second layer of that. So with it being said, once you do this first one, if you get to it and you're like, I'm not there yet, I don't feel strong here, especially if you have diastasis, then you're going to continue doing what we just did. That's a very strong pose, and postpartum work is honest work. There's no point in doing what you don't feel strong. You're not strengthening, you're just straining. So you really need to be honest in the process, okay? But if you're ready to feel about moving on, we're going to add the layer. So it goes like this. Inhale, neutral spine, heart opens, just as we did. Out for 5, just as we did. Now from here, I want you to tuck your toes, engage your belly, and lift your knees up off the ground about 1 inch to 2 inches. And we hold 3, 2, and 1. Knees come down, flatten the feet. Inhale, heart opens. Exhale, round for 5. Firm the belly, tuck the toes, lift the knees. We hold 3, 2, 1. Knees down, flat feet. 1 more, girls. Inhale, open. Exhale, round for 5. You've got it. Engage more. Tuck your toes, lift the knees, hold 5. 2. 1. Knees down, flat feet, heart forward. From here, I want you to sit back on your heels, draw yourself forward, and let's just swirl the wrists around a few times. Switch and swirl other way. Good. For that mid-back area, I want you to interlace your hands. I'll do it this way. Interlace your hands behind the back of your head. The elbows come wide. So inhale, it's more just like the breasts look up as the head leans back. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck your chin into your chest and feel like you're folding the elbows towards each other. Inhale, elbows wide, open, open, open. And exhale. Exhale, round, tucking chin into the chest. Good. Inhale again, open, open, open. Oh, I could do these all day. Exhale, round and pull in. One more. And pull in. Good. Release and bring your hands all the way down, and we're going to return again to hands and knees. So we're going to take a few walkouts next. I want you to tuck your toes, lift your hips, and let's come to down dog. When you get there, you're not pregnant anymore, so please don't have your feet any wider than hips distance. Look back. Are your heels in line with your knees? Are your knees in line with your hips? Alignment is really huge in postpartum work. Spread your fingers out wide. Take a few moments to really engage. Start in your hands and feel. My hands are engaged. My arms are engaged. My shoulders are plugging down my back. They're engaged. My upper back feels strong. My belly is hollowing out like a cave. The sit bones are lifting, and then my thighs are engaged. My hamstrings are open. My calves are open. There's enough of a bend in the knees where I feel the thighs engaged. Let's just hold for 3. Nice big breaths. 2. 1 more. All right, bend your knees. Take your hands and walk them to the back of the mat. And we're going to round and roll our spine. When you get to the top, the shoulders will pull up, they'll pull back, and they'll pull down. Let's see. I want you to use, let's use the ball. I think the ball is a little bit trickier. We're going to use the ball. So you're going to take your ball and place it between the inner thighs, like on the high side. And the purpose of walkouts are definitely to strengthen that weak upper back. You're also definitely feeling some inner thigh connection. So the whole time you're squeezing the ball like we did in the beginning. And we're going to do some standing crunches, but we're going to add squats to it today. So it looks like this. Inhale, your arms will come up. As you exhale, take your bend in your knees and do your standing crunch. So you're feeling that pelvic floor and core turn on. Then as you inhale, you rise up again without an overarch. And then you're going to exhale into a standing squat. So if you can get down so your elbows touch your knees or thighs, that's how low I want you to go. Then inhale again to rise. And then swan dive. So your hands circle out and wide so it opens your back and you'll fold. Hands to your knees, girls. Back flat and strong, belly lifting away from the earth. And then you'll fold again. Plant down your palms strong and walk yourself all the way out into downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. You're going to lower to your knees. Flatten the tops of the feet. Inhale, neutral, heart opens. Exhale, round for 5. You can stay here or tuck the toes and lift the knees like we did for 3, 2, and 1, and then just lift the hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a breath in your nose. Open your mouth. Hug the ball, bend the knees enough, and really work your arms as you walk back slow and strategic. When you arrive, fold in half, yummy, yummy in your back, and then ragdoll. So you really slowly hug the ball and round and roll, stacking the spine, shoulders up by your ears, pull them back and pull them down. That's 1 set. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, standing crunch. Inhale, arms up. Flat foot squat, elbows touch your knees or thighs. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive. Stretch your arms away from the center line as you fold. Hands right up to your knees, girls. Flat, strong back. Look forward. Exhale, fold in. Flat palms, work the arms as you walk out into downward facing dog. Take one full breath in, melting the heart. A full breath out. Lower the knees, flatten the feet. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, round for 5. Stay here or tuck the toes and lift the knees an inch. We hold 3, 2, 1. Hips to the sky, downward facing dog, melt your heart. Take a breath in your nose, out your mouth. Hug the ball, really slowly, strategically walk. Your hands back. You feel the muscles on your back, that lazy upper back strengthening as you walk. When you get there, fold for your back's sake. Put a bend in the knees, round your spine, stack and roll up. Shoulders up by your ears, pull them back, pull them down. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, standing crunch. Inhale, reach. Flat foot squat. Elbows touch knees or thighs. Get low. Inhale, rise. Swan dive. Hands reach as far away from you as you fold. Hands to your knees, strong back and belly, look to the top. Exhale, fold in. Flatten your palms, slow yourself down, no rush. You're working the arms, you walk out to a nice long down dog. Melt the heart, full breath in, full breath out. Knees down, flatten your feet, inhale, heart opens. Really feel it, last one, round for 5. Engage, stay here or lift knees as you tuck toes for 3, 2, 1. Hips to the sky, push your heart towards your thighs, down dog. Big breath in, full breath out. Firm the belly, slow strategic walking, hands all the way back. Fold forward. Little bend in your knees. Hug the ball as you round and roll. Shoulders up by the ears, pull them back and pull them down. From here, I want us just to flow for a few minutes for tempo's sake, just a little cardiovascular pulse in the body. And again, just really warming thighs, belly, thighs, belly. So we're just gonna rotate back and forth. Sorry, I have screaming children outside my door. You're going to rotate back and forth from standing crunch to standing flat foot squat, okay? Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. Exhale, squat. Get low. Inhale. Crunch. Squat. Crunch. Squat. I want you to feel as though you're moving on a steady pace. You're not so fast, you're not feeling it, but you're not so slow that you're not really working for it either. And I want your breaths to be loud and forced until we really start to feel this warmth in the muscles. Almost there. Let's call it 3 more sets, mamas. And when you finish, you'll rise and bring the hands to the heart. Pause for a moment in Tadasana with your palms facing forward, your eyes closed. Feel real alignment of a tailbone that's long, of a pelvic floor that's strong, of shoulder blades pulling back and down to feel this full exposure of the heart and the chest. Just feel your breath. Each and every one of us falls guilty to crappy posture. Stand for a moment with the muscles alive and feel that when you stand with posture, good posture, it's hard work. One more breath. Good. Let's go ahead and ease the eyes open. You'll reach all the way up with your arms. A big swan dive again, just fold your body forward. Grab your ball, move it to the side, fold in. Let's take an extra breath or two, just feeling the weight of the crown of the head releasing. All right, let's walk back out into downward facing dog. Lower your knees down to the ground. And from here, flatten through the tops of the feet. I want you to grab hold of your strap and your block. And I'll go this way. You're going to take your block and put it the widest way underneath your bum. And then zip the knees together so that you've got that good alignment of knees and hips in line. And we're going to do a few things for arms and upper back. So we'll start with what we know. So you'll grab hold of your thera-band with your hands a little bit wider than shoulders distance. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift the pelvic floor, feel strong, like I've just put a mold in your abdomen and the trunk of your body. It's not invited to change its shape through the duration of this. So take an inhale as your arms reach up. Try to pull down equally with both arms, pulling the strap apart as you come down behind you. Inhale, pull apart as you reach up, and exhale, draw forward and down. 2 more only. Inhale. Firm the belly for support as you widen and pull down. Inhale up. And exhale, forward down. Let your arms and back work for this. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, bend, feel strong. Inhale, pull out and up. And exhale, forward and down. Good. I want you to take your strap and put it underneath your knees. And you'll change how you were just holding the strap. So now it's up and you're sort of like grabbing it like you would a cup. And I want your elbows glued to the sides of your body. And you need to have some slack or no slack in it, so it already feels tugged and tight. Now, of course, we could just use the arms, but I want to initiate the pelvic floor as well. So as you take the bicep curl and you bring your hands up towards the shoulders, I want that to feel like you're also pulling your pelvic floor up as well. Okay, so take a breath in through your nose. Good posture, girls. Exhale, pull. Arms come up towards shoulders. Inhale down. You have 4 more. Exhale. Long, loud breaths. 3. 2. And 1. Perfect. From here, go ahead and move that. Next, you're going to take it into your right hand. We did these, I think, last week. You'll bend your elbow and bring the arm up. Your other hand is going to come back behind you and find the strap. Now, as close together as you can, get your hands to go. And then once you've done it, find good posture again. Firm your belly, push your sit bones down, push the crown of the head up. I want you to pull down just a little bit with your bottom arm, and then we're going to take 5 pulses for the triceps. So feel your core engaged, and you're going to lift that top arm up for 5 and lower. Lift it for 4 and lower. 3. These are very hard for me. 2. Lean your head back more, girls. Last one. Good. And release. Good. Stay here for a moment, just equally pulling up and pulling down just to stretch out the shoulders. And then let's go ahead and release. Swing it around, put the other hand in charge, bend the elbow, reach around behind, get your hands as close together as you can. And then get back into good posture. Up you go. Firm your belly, release the shoulders, draw the elbow up. Now just a little bit of downward pressure with the backhand, and let's lift the top one up as much as you can for 5 and release. 4 and release. Let the breath help you. 3, 2, and 1. Release. And now again, little pulling up, little pulling down, firm the belly and just hold, isolate. Okay, go ahead and release. Let that move all the way to the side. Okay, I want you to come up, move the block and sit down again. I want to give your hips a little bit of love while we're already in this shape. So sit over to your right side and you're going to take your left foot and pick it up and cross it all the way over. So this is called Gomukhasana. So ideally this should feel like, oh my gosh, very tight in the hips almost right away. Get the flesh off your butt. It's always there. Move it so you feel more heads of the bones. In a perfect world, your knees are stacking on top of each other. Your ankles are flexing and they're back towards your heels. I am so tight in the hips at all times. This for me is like, oh my gosh, that's plenty. So I'm going to choose to interlace my fingers on the knees and drive the sit bones down and really sit up as tall as I can and breathe through the discomfort that I'm currently feeling. If you're kind of like, not so bad, you absolutely can take your fingers and walk them out in front of you and try to bring your chin towards your knee. That will intensify for sure the stretch. So I mentioned it in the beginning and I'll mention it again here. We have relaxin in our bodies still if you're nursing a child. So if you are nursing a child, you definitely just don't stretch for very long when you're still nursing because it can pull you into strain and we're not here for strain at all. So whether we're nursing or not anymore, we'll take one more breath, keeping it safe for all of us. If you're folded forward, hands come in. Hands come back. I want you to firm your belly as you uncross, use your core and recross, and then start to shift the weight forward, other knee on top. Get the flesh out of your way. Again, it's about posture as well. So sit up as tall as you can first, interlace the fingers, drive the sit bones down, take a moment just to acclimate, just to feel. And then if you want to make the choice to move the hands forward and fold, that's 100% up to you. Maybe just close the eyes and try to embrace this tenderness that your body is feeling. All right, one more really rich, full breath. Okay, that's it. Hands behind. Again, lean back, firm your belly, uncross so you feel your core, and then bring your feet out in front of you. So with the feet out in front of us, I want you to hold onto your knees for a moment and just feel that puffing of the heart forward and arching and opening. Good. And then we're going to take I like to call it a humbling pose for the core space. And we're going to hug all the way in. So again, some of you have abdominal separation and some of you don't. So in order for me to be safe for all of you and to be realistic to where we are, I want you to grab all the way so that you are grabbing opposite elbows and you're sitting up. And all I want you to do is flex your ankles so that your heels are in line with your knees. The action is we could all sit here for days, I'm sure, with a rounded back and be like, what are we doing here? But we're not. So we're trying to find good posture. You're trying to smush your breasts and your belly into your thighs and then feel like you're trying to pull your belly button away from your thighs. Just deepen the breath. Take a couple of moments. One more. Good. Safely, you'll release the hands, bring your feet down to the ground. If you're like me at the back, go ahead and scoot yourself a bit further forward. Bring your thera-band, bring your ball, and grab the backs of your thighs and slowly and safely begin to round, support until you lower all the way down to the back. Walk the feet in. Take a moment just to breathe and feel a nice neutral spine. Okay. So remember what we did earlier with the ball in the hand and we lifted alternate legs. So we're going to do that again in a different way. So again, this is about honesty in your body. If once we get going, you're like, I'm not there yet, please listen to that feedback. And you can go back to what we did earlier by taking your hands, except you won't have a ball this time because you're going to alternate and you'll go opposite arm, opposite leg to the center like this. Okay. So this is going to be one option. If you're early in your postpartum healing, I want you to do this, okay? If you're feeling a little bit further along, maybe you're not sure where the strength lies yet, we're going to do it with the legs and tabletop. Wherever you're going right now, put your arms to the sky, have your feet to the ground, take a breath in through your nose, and as you exhale, pelvic tuck. Now, from that place, either choose to go with grounded feet because you know that's where you are, or try to keep pelvic tuck as much as you can and lift both of your legs up into tabletop. So you have your knees and your ankles stacked, your knees and your hips stacked, and you're flexing your ankles a lot, and your hands are right in line with shoulders. I don't care if you're like me 2 years postpartum, you don't need to go big movements at all. Nobody's heels are coming down towards the ground. Got it? We're going to take an inhale and let our right arm reach back and our left heel tap somewhat forward and down. You find the edge of safety and then exhale slowly, slowly, slowly. The hand and the knee return to the center. Inhale the left arm back, the right heel forward and slightly down. And exhale slowly, 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 slowly back to center. If you feel that you move out of pelvic tuck, you've gone too far. You might be moving an inch in order to maintain pelvic tuck, but that's what you're doing. So we've got about 5 on each side. Keep going. Inhale, right arm, left heel. Pelvic tuck has to remain. Exhale slowly back to center. Left. The whole time, pelvic tuck. If you need to stop and redefine, please do it. We've got to do honest work here if we want to heal and train. And another major goal is to really try to not move what is not invited. So the stationary arm and leg are not moving. They are 100% still. You should have 1 or 2 more sets happening here. Make sure you finish strong with pelvic tuck the whole time. It should feel like so hard you can't wait to put your arms and legs down. And then let's do just that. Hug the knees to the chest and give yourself a squeeze. Feet to the ground. Grab hold of your thera-band. Loop up the sole of your right foot. Let your foot reach to the sky. Let the left leg come out long. Take a handful of breaths, just relieving the back with some hamstring stretching. One more breath. Now we've worked the core, it's strong. I want you to engage and use your core to lift your left leg up and slide it inside of your strap, and use your core to slowly flex your right ankle and lower it slow, 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 slow. Right leg lowers. Pause, embrace the stretch on the left side. Go ahead and leave the leg up, just release the strap, flex the ankle, arms out, slow and strong. You're gonna let that left leg float, slow, 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 down to the ground. When you get it there, girls, we're gonna stretch banana pose. It's one of my favorites. So I want you to take your, let's see, left foot and bring it to the edge of your mat, to the left side. Then you're gonna cross your right ankle over the left. So your right ankle's crossed and your legs are all the way to the left. Technically, I'm not supposed to have you do this when you have diastasis, but again, it's a transition, so we're fine. I want you to take a little crunch, lift your chest up, and move your body over to the left. And then reach your arms up and you're gonna grab hold of your right wrist with your left hand. So banana pose for, I think, a pretty obvious reason. You're in the shape of a banana. And then I just want you to look underneath your right arm. So you're looking over to the right. So you're stretching, yes, but there's definitely a little bit of muscle attention holding on to you in the shape. Good. And then all you're going to do to come out is release the hands first. Bring the torso back to the center. Uncross, but this time send your right ankle all the way to the edge of the mat, then cross your left ankle over, firm your core, pick yourself up, and move the shoulders more towards the right side. Arms come up again. Now the right hand wrist or right hand is going to grab the left wrist, and you're going to let your gaze look subtly underneath the left arm. One more breath. Again, release the hands, spine back to neutral, release the legs. I want you to bend your knees and firm the belly as you roll to the side and pick yourself up. And we're going to finish with a heart opener, and you're going to use your block and you're going to use your ball. So the ball is going to be right behind the heart and the block is going to be behind the head. So I like mine on the flattest level because it really gives me the chest opening that I always need. If it feels like too much, you can just move the block to medium, okay? But decide whatever one feels. You're going to get more of an opening the flatter the block is. The ball is going to come behind the heart. So think, where does your bra clasp? That's about where you want to have the ball. So as you lower down, the ball goes right behind there. We're going to leave the knees bent just because some of us might have diastasis. And then you're going to let the back of your head melt down onto that block. This should feel pretty yummy. And then the arms are going to come all the way out to the sides with the palms facing up. Engage your belly just a little bit, enough to just make sure that you're not just like fully popping open the ribs. A subtle tucking of the chin into the chest. You can either have the knees apart or you can knock the knees together as we began, just for a little bit more of a restful quality. And then just let the breaths begin to flow. Close your eyes. Take a moment of appreciation for your body. A moment of gratitude for the practice. And feeling right now in this moment that there is real proof of your strength and your willingness to grow stronger. And the mantra that I want you girls to use today as you take this final rest is a simple mantra. And it's the words, I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. And allowing yourself to continuously recite these words in the mind until you really start to feel their essence. I'm sure I don't stand alone when I say I have 100% loving awareness for my children. But sometimes the job of motherhood, the constant cleaning and nagging and crying and the duties, the responsibilities that come from it, it pulls me away from my loving awareness. So let these final few moments bring you back into the loving awareness. To remind ourselves that it's possible to clean with loving awareness, to teach with loving awareness, to be the model of loving awareness, even through the trying times. Let us take a rich, full breath in and out of the nose. Once more in through the nose and just fill all the way to the maximum. Feel it, fill up, fill yourself up. Hold the breath. Open the mouth, feel a true cleansing of your energy. Begin to firm the belly significantly. Roll over to the side, just coming off the props. Keep the belly firm and strong as you roll all the way up into a seat. And with the eyes closed and the palms coming together at the center of the heart, we sit up tall and proud and strong in our body. And we finish once again with the mantra, I am loving awareness. And let us bring those prayer hands to the third eye space. May everything I think, and to the lips, may everything I say, and to the heart, may everything I do today come from a place of loving kindness and understanding for myself and for others. Namaste.